I challenge you out there who are ZeitGeist acolytes, followers now, to please go look at this and say, how is all these other religions wrong? And there's no such thing as religion or spirituality, but then the thing's filled with religious connotations and Illuminati buzzwords. And the Illuminati Christ, who they said was the Christ. Jason Burmis, welcome to the airwaves for your comments on this.
Well, thanks for having me, Alex. Yeah, I came across the day after it came out. I downloaded it off the internet, and I sat down and I watched it, and I was very impressed with the editing quality in the first hour, covering the Federal Reserve banking cartel. It only got a few minor things wrong, which G. Edward Griffin goes into in his article. But then when it really transcended into this utopian-type society that is just, short of a, glorified version of Brave New World or 1984, I was very troubled by it. Like you said, it's unbelievable. I mean, he uses a lot of truth. For instance, those technologies that are in the film, they do exist. But why would our global masters ever give us free access to them, decentralizing their control? There's never really a solution given to that other than stop banking with them and stop joining the military.
Listen, here's the bottom line, Burmis, and this is the point I forgot to make. I'll make it before I forget, and then have you carry on. Continue. That's the issue, is that he kept saying the global government's a bunch of idiots, they're falling apart, they're failing, they're nothing. Global government isn't even the issue. We're going to have a good global governance. And then I say, well, that's going to take enforcers and systems. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's just going to happen. And I go, but you're repeating all the stuff I've heard before. And he would just sigh and basically say that, that wasn't the case, even though it was all the key Marxist, Leninist, New World Order buzzwords, which comes out of this whole theosophic system. It's only one brand of it. And, that was really the key to all of this, is the New World Order says they're setting up this utopia. It's identical. The UN says they're setting up what he's saying, and he's acting like they've just now invented it. And this engineer they're talking to has just now invented it, when this is the New World Order religion, repackaged as if it's New World Order, when there's no discussion about, he's like, you're dealing with all these little problems. And I'm like, no, we're fighting the fight. We're holding back the tide. It was all this disdainful Moses on the mountain, laughing at all the other religions when they are so highly religious. And they're saying they're not even spiritual. They're saying it doesn't exist. It's science religion, but then that's what they're pushing, bringing forward the Christ of the UN official religion of the Theosophic Society. So, it's just so incredible to have it hanging right out there on the edge, and we're not even recognizing it when it's the elephant hidden right in the room, Jason Burmis. The New World Order is claiming they're going to set up with this world socialist state what they are, again, in this film pushing. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. When you hear the words one world, one consciousness, well, that means that everybody's going to speak the same language. We're going to be under the same set of rules. It looks like we're all going to be wearing the same clothes according to this utopia. What is this? Is this the humanity that you want to bring your children up in? It certainly isn't what I want, and it is what these globalists want. However, he fails to recognize that when they want to bring this in, well, they want to cut the population down by about 80%.
Oh, no, their film talks about how there is overpopulation.
Yeah, it does, but again, it doesn't address.
Look, this is a
how
classic introduction. They come in with all the anti-New World Order movement stuff, but which had been, basically generated the resistance by real Christians at its core. It comes in, assaults them to get the atheists behind it, and then brings it into religion in the next one, doing a double-think game, saying this isn't religion.
Yeah, and one of the things that I don't think you've touched upon enough is the fact that this is very earth-based. He really talks about
which is what the Theosophic, there's so many points. The Theosophic Society says the Earth's load in harmony with the Earth, because the Theosophics say we're worshiping the Earth spirit. Exactly. It's the same thing.
And then you find out, these high-level supposed Christian conservatives are really into the occult and pagan earth worship. And if you watch that first ZeitGeist film, the first part of that film is all about sun worship. Well, again, he fails to tell people that the people at the very, very top are into these type of ceremonies. They're into this paganism, this sun worship.
But he does tell us. He does tell us in this clip. Play that first new clip from the day where the person makes a pyramid with their two hands together, and it shows the sun in it, while this person is in religious exile ecstasy. So again, all these religions are wrong, but we have a new one. It's not new. Here it is.
Reality, but the fact of the matter is, joy comes from that bliss of connectedness. That's our God spirit. That's that side of ourselves that really feels it. And you can feel it deep inside you. It's this amazing, wonderful feeling. And you know it when you get it. You don't get it from money. You get it from connection.
So there you have the God spirit in all of us. And then if you say so, I'm going to get him back on and go, what is this about a God spirit? And he'll just say, you're a Christian. You can't even grasp it. It's science. Oh, man, we're in a lot of trouble.
Well, I agree with you, Alex. And, thankfully I haven't really seen this at the top of the video charts. Obviously, there's a buzz around it. I just hope that a lot of newcomers to the movement don't look at this and take this for what we believe as a movement, because this is really unrealistic socialist garbage that's been pushed, like you said.
Well, I don't want to get into exactly. I don't want to get into what happened to 9/11 Truth in New York, but the main people in that, especially a Uranja official UN UFO cult. And they openly, wanted, it was basically tying down the real investigation, and so things split off with We Are Change. But everywhere I look, these people are all around us now. They are moving in to take over this movement.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously the mores of the culture have differentiated for the past 20 years and gotten more and more and more extreme, and now people are, willing to believe anything. I mean, look at that Raelian cult. I mean, it's unbelievable to me how, masses can be swayed into these just New Age garbage-type religions
and
with
by the
no
way,
substance.
By the way, there's now the Z-Force, 40,000 people in a week, he said. And the Z-Force is going to save us and re-educate us.
Oh, 40,000 people to re-educate us. Well, good luck, guys, because I don't think I need re-education. I don't think that we're just going to solve all of these quote-unquote social issues with humanity by offering solutions.
But did you hear him on the show yesterday? You said you were listening at home painting your house. He's on there, and I go, well, what happens if I'm in the future utopia system and I don't want to go along? He goes, well, you'll be reconditioned. You'll be re-educated.
Yeah, and he kept saying, well, you'll be given a choice. I mean, what's this choice? What are they going to put us on Australia, on some kind of island, to fend for ourselves? I mean, what are these choices we're going to be given? Are we going to be given the lobotomized chip instead of the regular chip that most of humanity can handle? I mean, what are the choices we're going to get? I was in awe. Well, by
the way, they talk about this technocracy of remote control cars and the government taking control, or the system that isn't a system, and that's exactly what the New World Order is building, this total control grid.
Yeah, it was a lot like Minority Report without the ads for advertisements.
No, they're just telling us it's going to be great, it's going to be wonderful, just like the Soviet Union. Do we have G. Edward Griffin? I bet we got time zones screwed up with him. Sea of Trade gave you the right number, because G. Edward Griffin wrote a review that's up on Infowars.com. Look, it doesn't matter. The American people, the people of the world, love being suckers, and they've woken up to one level of the paradigm, and then certainly they've woken up to organized religion being another level of the paradigm, and the disgusting phony Christians and the phony Muslims and all that stuff. I'm not saying all the Muslims or all the Christians. I mean, the establishment stuff. And so they're saying, oh, we don't want religion. But then it's the Theosophic Society with the World UN Christ in it. I mean, Burmis, you can't make stuff up like this.
Yeah, and then he also tries to push the idea that, evil doesn't exist, but abhorrent behavior does. Well, to me, abhorrent behavior is being down at a restaurant, at a nice dinner with people and starting to pick your feet in front of people. That's abhorrent behavior.
Look, abhorrent behavior. Burmis, this is what it is. Look, This is a psychological game where they say you aren't allowed to comment because you're part of a false religion. You're not allowed to comment because you're closed-minded. There's no such thing as evil. We will just, re-educate everyone. Everyone's good. We'll just, again, it's not allowing you to make choices. That's what the New World Order does. They're all about telling parents, don't give your children your values. Let them be themselves. Meanwhile, the state and the media and the schools are totally brainwashing them. They don't want you to put your imprint on them, because they want to put the new. Well, we have to decide then, do we like the new World Order system, which is really the old tyranny system, or do we like the more Renaissance system that we were under?
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Alex, and I see that pushed more and more today among kids' youth, not only in
they're just saying we're not allowed to even have an opinion. It's just we're the intellectuals. There's no North American Union. We're the intellectuals. There are WMDs. You're not allowed to comment. And it's the same thing. We're the intellectuals. You're not even. You're just a bunch of religious kooks. I would sit there and say to him, science shows that at least half of what we do is genetic, and I would bring up that certain breeds of cow are more aggressive. And he just said, nope, that's not true. And he said, the science shows it. I said, what science? I've worked in this, and I'm giving him science, not Christianity. He goes, no, that's your Christian view. It's just an excuse. Hey, I think 2 + 2 = 4. That's just your Christian view. Well, no, I'm not speaking as a Christian. I'm saying, why do you have the Christ leader of the UN with this global reincarnation Christ consciousness? That's all good in the God spirit, but then if I talk about genetic engineering or something, it doesn't exist because I'm not allowed to comment because I'm not a raised person like you.
Yeah, and he doesn't ever really talk about the double-edged sword of technology and how these things can be used to restrict, control, and enslave us and are being used to do so.